Dear friends, I am Colonel Kataria. Today I'll be talking about the SSB process or the 5 days selection process. Prior to that, I'd like to explain what is SSB all about or what is SSB. SSB means Service Selection Board. When you get your call letters, you are required to report to selection centers. And each selection center consists of number of SSBs. Once you report to selection center, there after reaching you are allotted a particular SSB. Prior to that, once you start your journey from home, you are required to report to MCO, that is Mobile Control Office. After reporting there, the bus is going to come from selection center, pick you up and take you to the selection center. Now, what is the organization of this SSB or selection center? The selection centers consist of number of SSBs, and each SSB consists of number of assessors. There are 2 interviewing officers, 4 psychologists and 4 GTOs. And each SSB has got dedicated infrastructure to undertake the entire selection process to select future potential leaders. Each officer is shortlisted and selected, well trained and experienced to assess human behavior or to assess 15 officer-like qualities. So these officers are expert in their respective techniques, that is interviewing officer technique, psychological technique and GTO technique. So these officers are the expert to select right person for the right job or choose the right future potential leader for armed forces. So once you report to selection center, what happens? Moment you reach there, all your documents are checked in detail in original. If your documents are not complete, you are sent back from there only. If your documents are okay, perfect, thereafter you are allotted chest numbers. So on day 1, what is going to happen? Day 1 is called stage 1 or screening test. It consists of 2 tests. One is OIR test, Officer Intelligence Rating Test, and second is Picture Perception and Discussion Test. OIR test, what happens in OIR test and PPDT I'll be covering in my next video. Once both the tests are over, there is a mini conference takes place among assessors who decides who are the recommended candidates and who are not recommended. Recommended candidates, they stay back for stage 2, and not recommended candidates, they are sent back to home. Recommended candidates, they are re-allotted their chest numbers. On the same day in the evening, they are required to fill in PIQ forms, that is Personal Information Questionnaire forms. When that is done, on the same day in the evening, you would be given administrative and security instructions which you have to follow during your stay at selection centers. Once that part is over, next morning, that is day 2, you will undergo psychological test. This test will last for 3 hours. It consists of 4 subtests. All these details I will be sharing in my next video. Once this test is over, certain candidates would undergo the interview as well. That would be told to you well in advance. On day 3 is going to be your GTO 1. Out of total 9 tasks or GTO, 5 to 6 tasks will take place on day 1, or that is GTO 1. After the GTO 1 task, the balance of the candidates would undergo the interview process. On day 4, you're going to have GTO2, means balance of the GTO tasks will take place on GTO2 day. And after the GTO2 day, the remaining or the balanced candidates who are left, they will undergo the interview process. On day 5 is going to be conference where all assessors, after doing their assessments in respective techniques, they are going to discuss, sit together and discuss the pen picture or the personality profile of each candidate. Once they agree, they are on the same line, depending on your performance, you are recommended, or if you did not perform well, then you are not recommended. Once conference process is over, results are announced, and recommended candidates, they stay back, and remaining candidates who could not make it, they go back home. Candidates who are recommended, they are required to fill number of forms for subsequent requirements, and on 6th day, you are required to undergo the process of medical examination. This medical examination lasts for 4 to 5 days, and if you are found medically fit, then you have to wait for the merit list. If you are not medically fit, then you will get 42 days for your appeal medical board. For appeal medical board, you can choose hospital as per your own convenience. Once you choose the hospital, you are required to report there after 42 days, and if you are found fit, you have to wait for your merit. If you are not found fit, again you can apply for review medical board, that is last stage of the medical examination. For this also you will get 42 days, and after 42 days or within 42 days you are required to report there for your last medical examination. If you are recommended, found fit, you have to wait for your merit list, otherwise you are permanently rejected. Once the entire process is over, then the merit list is out. There are 2 types of merit list. If you have gone for direct SSB, the merit list is taken out by Army Headquarters. If you have passed your ND or CTSC examination, in that case, merit list is taken out by the UPSC. In the postdoc cases, the final merit list is handled by Army Headquarters. There, depending on your merit list and depending on the commencement of your course at any of the academies, whether Army, Air Force or Navy, you will be issued joining instructions to report on a particular day. In my next video, I'll be covering each and every part of SSB in detail. I'll be starting with OI test, followed by PPDT. Same manner, I'll be covering each and every technique and each and every task separately in each video.